All right, boys, what's going on today? Dustin with two T's here, back with you again on another ticking time bomb Thursday. Actually, the first Thursday that we're legitimately here for the first time. There's some big news going on today, some big stuff. I know it's a cold opening. Usually we'd have an intro going on. But unfortunately, our boy Tolberto, our producer slash director, is out of town. So for the next couple days, for today and tomorrow, I'll be taking care of it, managing everything. Should be pretty easy, pretty simple, guys. Okay? So honestly, it should be not that big of a deal, although I didn't mess with the topics today, so we're not going to have that on board. Totally fine, totally understandable. But on this ticking time on Thursday, on January 7th, 2021, me, myself, and Anthony are all here today. And yes, I'm not wearing pants. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot to wear pants today so you can see my legs. Unfortunately, I'm not naked. I promise you this is totally fine. We're totally normal in a normal situation. Nothing's different, okay? I promise you. I'm not messing. Everything's fine. Everything's normal. Anyways, I'll run down these topics here today with you boys, but first, we're going to introduce our boys here, Max and Anthony. What's going on today, gentlemen?
Hey, yo, what up, Chief? Yeah, where are your pants, Dustin?
Dude, they're right over here. I didn't put them on. I'm just naked right now, I guess, man. God damn it, bro. It's just, we're already in a crazy house without our director, and it's been 3 days. To be fair, to be honest, though, Tolberto Daniel makes everything look amazing. He does a really good job, to be honest. He's a big reason that we don't look like complete dog shit when we come online, and we don't look like trash. If it looks really bad today, that's on me. It's totally my fault. You can blame me. I'm running all that shit behind the scenes currently. So, listen, if that's the case, fuck it. Whatever, man. We have some big topics here, boys, okay? I'll cover those real fast. PogChamp was removed from Twitch. We weren't going to bring anything political. We weren't going to talk about anything political here, but we are going to, because of the scenario. It's involving Twitch. It's involving gaming, so why not? It's a big scenario for us. I mean, the fact that PogChamp, a pretty crucial emote to Twitch, is removed is pretty crazy, so we'll talk about that in just a bit. Elon Musk is now the richest person in the world over Jeff Bezos. Is that why Twitch has been having so many issues in this past week? We'll find out in just a moment. Call of Duty also did make more money than League of Legends in this past year for the first time since, maybe since League of Legends even came out, to be honest with you. So that's a pretty big deal, pretty big news there. Then also TSM. Are they being targeted by swatters? What's up with that? Is TSM being targeted by swatters? We covered a swatting yesterday on a TSM member, part of the Apex Legends team, and now another guy has been swatted, unfortunately, for TSM. Now, there's also hundreds of billions of hours on YouTube gaming watched. That's billions of hours spent watch gaming on YouTube with some of the top games we'll talk about in just a little bit. And then also, Fnatic is releasing Flush, obviously, or replacing him. So Automatic from Gen G from Cloud9 of the past, Flusha from Fnatic and from Cloud9 of the past as well, and Sunny from ENCE are grouping as a trio in free agency, and we'll talk about that towards the end. Maybe we'll bring in some of my points with playing against GOATs and stuff like that, guys. But some pretty big news here today, boys. And the first one we're going to talk about is obviously PogChamp being removed. What the hell? I mean, we already know what's going on there. I mean, there was a big deal with PogChamp being removed. Everyone's like, okay, well, how are we going to place this emote? Let me break you down on exactly what happened, okay? So Twitch made a statement saying, we've made this decision to remove the PogChamp emote following statements from the face of the emotes encouraging further violence after what took place in the Capitol today. So basically, what happened is Gutex, the guy who's the face of PogChamp on Twitch, the guy that goes, or whatever, that face, you know what I'm saying? If everybody, I mean, we wouldn't do our best PogChamp face because that's very, not in character to do right now. But basically, from his tweet, I'm not going to say his exact tweet here, but he basically incited civil unrest from his tweet, promoting the people who stormed the Capitol. Now, we're not going to get too political here, okay, because, it's dicey territory, and we're not a political show here. We're an esports show, okay? We're a gaming show. That's what we're here to talk about. But he basically posted a video with the girl getting shot, basically, and it was from Alex Jones's Twitter, if that makes sense. No, it's from his news source, right? His news source. Yeah, Max basically found that he posted it from Alex Jones's news source, and basically Gutesk has gone down this weird path where he's, I don't know, it's just a big conspiracy theory path. He's kind of gone down that, like, full-on crazy mode, right, Max? It's just kind of, his whole scenario is a little bit shady.
Like, if you go down his Twitter, you can kind of see, like, his
downfall,
decline into, like, the conspiracy theory stuff that
Yeah.
that Twitch is banning him for now. And I guess we can say it's a good move. Like
Yeah.
at first we suspected that it was Twitch being Twitch again and like banning everything that gamers liked. But
Yeah.
this one actually made sense after you look up what they did.
I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, to be honest with you, Twitch really seems like, okay, this is a good move. I'm totally fine with it, totally good move. But I feel like we should probably talk about this. Like, Twitch as a platform and Twitch as a company has kind of taken strides to just make their brand look good, if that makes sense, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people are starting to catch on. Like, I don't think they're doing a lot of this because out of the good, like, Twitch is the good, gracious, company that's being politically correct and doing everything right. They're kind of just doing this, what it seems to me at least, it seems like they're kind of doing this to give their brand a better look, to give their brand some more recognition by doing the politically correct things, by doing this kind of stuff. And that's fine. I mean, I get that. If you're helping the community, that's what's against that. But at the same time, Twitch has kind of just gone down this path where it doesn't seem like they're doing it even because it's for the betterment of the community. It's doing it for like the betterment of their company. And people aren't kind of realizing that these companies are kind of just taking this news and this information and are kind of just using it as a good publicity almost. And that really is kind of strange. And I think a lot of people haven't really been catching on to that. I mean, they have been. Twitch has been getting a lot of backlash and stuff like that. But this has kind of been a thing of I guess, yesteryear, because companies have been doing this for years anyways. What's different from Jeff Bezos, making the decision to make Twitch look any better? It's his investment. It's his thing. He might as well stick with the trends, right?
And he somehow has a huge team that can go bypass every ad block that you can throw at it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no more ad blocks on Twitch either. I mean, that's like a big I mean, listen, I'm totally against ad block. Okay, I don't have ad block at all. I mean, obviously, I don't have ad block, just saying. People that would watch my streams would say otherwise. But at the same time, I support ad revenue coming in. Although ads are still a little bit, I don't know, are ads like, okay, this is a little bit conspiracy theory. I'm going down the Gutex path. Are ads dangerous to society? Are ads rooting our culture? More on Alex Jones's YouTube channel at that point. But basically, Max and I have theorized, and the community has also theorized, that Gutex has gone down this weird path ever since Street Fighter V was not good. Pretty much. So what happened was Gutex and Mike Ross, right? Mike Ross were running a show with Street Fighter. They were playing, Street Fighter and stuff like that. They were playing all these games. And it seems like for the most part, that Max... that Gutex and stuff like that have gone down this crazy path since Street Fighter V was bad. He was pretty much, him and Mike Ross were playing Street Fighter V and like, oh, this game is bad. And then ever since then, he's gone down this conspiracy theory path. He's been following Alex Jones. He's gone down this crazy path, all because Street Fighter V was a bad game. Now, is that entirely true? I think we'd say yes, right? I think we'd say so. That's the fact.
I think in the end we can say Capcom is to blame for
Capcom's
demise.
Capcom's to blame for freaking PogChamp being banned on Twitch. Capcom, how dare you? Is this because you're not in the top 10 games of 2020? Is this because you haven't grossed as much money as you want the past year? Is it because of all these reasons, honestly, that Gutex has gone down this crazy path? Now, I mean, he's kind of joining... I don't know. He's kind of joining a couple other people that have been banned off Twitch, for doing some crazy shit. I guess he's like the first that's kind of involved in a political statement. I think Twitch recently banned Donald Trump's Twitch account, which this is what I was talking about with Twitch kind of using these other things as good publicity. Like, why ban Donald Trump's Twitch account when he doesn't even use Twitch? Like, what the fuck's the point of that unless you just want to be like, hey, guys, look, we banned Trump's Twitch account. Look at us. Aren't we so cool for banning it? Like, that's the only reason you'd ban it, because Trump doesn't even stream on Twitch. He doesn't even stream on Twitch. What the fuck's the point of banning his account that he doesn't even use? There's no way that these guys aren't using their platform just to look good. Like, that's the only reason that they're doing this shit. It's a big corporation. It's a big company making millions and even billions of dollars. Jeff Bezos being the second most richest man in the world. We'll talk about in just a second. But they're only doing this for good publicity, guys. I mean, you have to take off the glasses and be like, okay, maybe banning Trump's Twitch account really doesn't do jack shit just besides make Twitch look good, right? I mean, that's the only purpose. But speaking about Elon Musk and your boy, Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk has overtaken Jeff Bezos as the richest man in the world, and we'll tell you why that's relevant to this channel and this stream right now. It's because of the fact that Jeff Bezos' Twitch has gone downhill ever since leading up to this moment. Ever since Elon Musk has taken Jeff Bezos over, Twitch has gone to shit. So many technical issues over this past week, so many Twitch streams going down. Hassan, one of the biggest political streamers recently, was streaming to 250,000 people, peak viewership, and then boom, Twitch crashed his channel down. Boom, it crashed down twice in a row. His Twitch stream was, or his Twitch stream key was reset twice by Twitch. For what reason? I don't know. Just because Twitch has gone downhill. Twitch has been to shit ever since Jeff Bezos has been extremely upset, I assume, since Elon Musk has taken his position as number one richest person in the world. Like, let's be real. Anthony, we're never going to be this rich. We're never going to be as rich as Jeff Bezos. Do you wish you would be as screwed? I mean, yeah, I guess there's no reason not to be that rich, right? Like, why would you not want to be that rich?
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, man.
Nice.
It's just...
If you had 1% of his net worth, you'd still be a billionaire.
No, yeah, you'd still be perfectly fine in the world from then on.
You would be good. You would be good, man. He could just give us some of that money, Jeff Bezos. Listen, we'll stop trash talking Jeff Bezos as soon as he gives us that money. I mean, we could be Elon Musk simps now, though, if we want. We could join Elon Musk's side. That's what we were saying before the show as well, is we can create our own YouTube platform, our own Twitch platform even. I had some good names for you, Elon Musk. I had some good names here, okay? If you're watching this stream right now, which the most likely you are, obviously, Elon Musk watches my channel, of course. I had some good ideas. Take these if you want, Elon Musk. Just make sure you give me credit. I have Sky High, NetSky as a name for a web link, Cyber High, and HighNet. Use any of those ones. I think HighNet would be a good website for anybody that's high on weed or whatever, just snacking on some munchies.
Hey, what's with the high?
I don't know, dude. I think I thought it was a good name. I told you, Max. I was having a dream where basically I came up with I didn't come up with the next platform, like the next YouTube, the next Twitch, I was in a dream where people were on the back of their phones, they had giant batteries or whatever that were connected to social medias. And there was one called Sky High or something, or Cyber Sky, or I don't even remember the exact name. So I was like, damn, that's a good name for a social media platform. And I didn't do anything with it except just leak it just now. So
were you high?
No, I was sleeping. Of course, I don't listen. We don't get high over here. We don't take part in the vegetables. We don't take part in the vegetables here. Okay.
We don't condone those types of nutrients.
No, not at all. No, we only eat red meat. Okay, red meat only. We're carnivore diet individuals here. Speaking of carnivore diet, though, I wanted to bring up. Actually, no, we'll not. I was going to bring up Joe Rogan and being conspiracy theories and stuff like that and talking to people like Elon Musk in the past, but I think we'll avoid that for today because I have some opinions on Joe Rogan that may be a little bit controversial that maybe we'll bring up in the future if people have questions for it. But I think Jeff Bezos is tilted. I think Jeff Bezos is hard tilted and inting it down mid because of the fact that Elon Musk has taken over his number one richest position in the world. I mean, that's pretty fucking nuts. We talked about it before. Bill Gates is now number 4 richest person in the world, and he hasn't been that angry. But you see Jeff Bezos is over here, freaking taking down Twitch, messing up his own platform, screwing over people politically. What the hell's going on?
You think he actually cares about Twitch, though? You think, how much
Twitch
of
is
his
like
money
a small
is actually from Twitch?
Yeah, it's just a small investment.
Entirely reliant on ads. Maybe I don't know how much it's reliant on, the bits and subscriptions and whatnot, but it's probably mostly ads.
Yeah, it probably is mostly ads. I mean, for the most part, I think Twitch is most likely not his obviously primary income. It's probably like a side project where he's like, okay, I see this profiting company, I just want to kind of break my way into it. And that's, I mean, Amazon is his most grossing, platform where he gets most of his income from, right? I mean, I imagine that's his main source of making his billions and billions of dollars, because otherwise, Twitch would be a bigger issue here. Him losing this internet would be a bigger issue. At the same time, though, I mean, yeah, I think he's tilted, though. I think he's massively in tilt mode because of the fact that Elon Musk has taken him over, that Tesla stonks have been going up, the Amazon stonks have still been going up. Jeff Bezos made so much money over this past, pandemic that it's a little bit crazy, that people have just kind of been okay with this. I suppose people aren't. I mean, listen, people have always been fine with millionaires anyways, as long as we have a chance to be a millionaire too. As long as you toss us a couple bucks your way, we will overlook you. You know what I mean? We'll overlook you. We'll never be that rich, though, guys. I hate to break. I mean, everybody here knows we're not going to be that rich. It's going to be crazy. I don't think that we'll be in that top 0.001%, or even in the top 1%, maybe in the top 50%. What if we drop below the 50% mark? Since then, Max.
I don't know. What would you do with that money? Would you buy an esports team?
Oh hell no! Oh fuck no! I would no way in hell I'd buy. I would not touch an esports team with a 10-foot long pole, bro. There's no way in hell.
An Owl League for Phoenix?
Oh fuck no! Listen, I don't mean to be. I don't want anything against Overwatch. I don't want to be anything against Arizona as a whole. Okay, I mean, I would want an Arizona team more than anybody else here. But for the most part, I think that owning an Overwatch League team and owning an esports team in general is not a good business decision. I gotta be real. There's better investments out in the market here. You don't want to invest in esports, guys. Now esports stocks should be dropping, but instead they're just going up and up and up and up and up. It's just a giant bubble, pretty much. There's teams like 100 Thieves that are making people look good, but for the most part, no. Esports teams as a whole, for what I'm here, I've talked to a president behind the scenes. I won't leak who. I've talked to a president of an esports team, and he's like, don't invest in esports, bro. Do not invest in esports. I promise you, esports is probably the worst investment anybody can make ever. Now, I don't want to say that that's, a better, I don't want to say esports is not a better investment than like a rugby team or something like that, but it probably is. I guess with the internet's trajectory and stuff like that, it might as well be a better investment than that. But are you really going to base your investment on if something is better than like an already dying sport? I don't really know if that's a good idea. But for the most part, esport teams are not profitable. Esport teams are not really. I mean, I think people say that they are profitable. There's teams worth $400 million or whatever, stuff like that. But for the most part, that's just because that's investor money. That's not money coming in. That's just money going from the investments. I mean, I'm sure that there's some statistics out there, but for the most part, the esports bubble is kind of understated because so many people are thriving in it. So many people are living off of the fact that esports is just a giant bubble and kind of just using this wave almost to kind of promote their own livelihoods and stuff like that. And I get that. We're not trying to tear anybody's livelihoods down. But esports is not a good investment, okay? If you want to make an esports team, if you want to invest in an esports team, I don't recommend it. I was interested before. I was looking into it before. But for the most part, it's just kind of a giant bubble that's not really worth getting into because it could pop at any moment. It could just absolutely explode. Why invest in an esports team when you can invest in somebody like Dream and his SMP crew that is getting 500,000 views or whatever on one channel alone? So why would you not just invest in Minecraft or something like that or another platform?
How do you invest in a Minecraft YouTuber?
Give him money. Give him some advertising money. Yeah.
That's just sponsorship, though. That's not investment.
Yeah.
Doesn't it work the same way?
Them. I mean, I guess.
It's just one extra step, right?
Do it do one of those the old multi-network, whatever those called, like Machinima used to do.
Yeah.
Or they take their money.
But the problem is that none of them are dumb enough to go down that platform. None of them are dumb enough to get sucked into being a Machinima user or whatever. I could see maybe Amazon buying them out or something like that because they get that much viewership. They get a large amount of viewership that they could probably, Twitch or somebody else will send them out a contract, similar to how an esports team will. And I think that's where the money is probably in those streaming deals and stuff like that Dream does or that Technoblade does or whatever, Tom the Innit. Those guys would probably go down that path in which that they would just contact a platform, a streaming platform themselves, or a social media platform, whatever themselves, and then get paid millions and millions of dollars there instead of going through an esports team. Which they would probably make more money doing that anyways, because a majority of the money that is seemingly coming through esports, I would like to see an actual team talk frankly about how much money they're making and where they're making their money and stuff like that. Because from behind the scenes, from what I've been told in contract negotiations and everywhere else, just in terms of profit, in terms of people making their money, people aren't really making any money. That's just the true fact of esports. People are not making any money, and that's the kind of guilt trip that you get put through as a player in esports, is where teams kind of negotiate with you and they're like, oh man, listen, we're not making any money here. Okay, this isn't a money-making opportunity. This is an investment. We're investing in you. We're not making any money here for the most part. We're relying entirely on faith, and that's not true. Listen, that they're trying to make money in this area that's that's potentially profitable, but just isn't right now. You wouldn't spend millions of dollars here if you didn't think that it couldn't be profitable. I mean, maybe it's purely out of fun, but do people just waste millions of dollars out of fun? I don't really think so. I don't really think people wait unless you're Jeff Bezos. Yeah, if you have Jeff Bezos money, but like, say you don't have Jeff Bezos money, are you really going to invest millions of dollars in something that you don't really believe in? I don't know. I mean, where are these teams making their money from, you think? From an outsider's perspective, Anthony, where do you think these guys are making their money from? Do you think it's from merch? Do you think it's from streaming deals, from league deals, or what?
I feel like it has to be just investment. Like, I really have no idea where it's possibly coming from.
So what the fuck are they investing in? Is this snake oil pretty much, where the majority of the money is going in from the investment, but it's not really coming back? Like, what the fuck is the... Where's the money coming from? That's what we need to know. Where is this esports money coming from, and where are they getting the money back? How is it going to end up long term? Long term, how is TSM going to make their investors that have invested $400 million or whatever their money back? Is it just their merchandise deals? Is that even happening in the first place? I don't really know. I think that kind of information probably should be public knowledge. It really should just be public knowledge, the fact that nobody's even talked about it for the most part. None of these teams are willing to talk about it because, of course, like teams themselves are not going to talk frankly about making money that they're losing, They're talking about losing money. Like, why would they talk about their product that's failing? It doesn't really make any sense. Now, I don't want to say every esports team's failing. I don't want to put a blanket statement over that, because I'm sure a lot of them not. I'm sure TSM's doing good, Team Liquid's doing good, but a lot of the smaller teams, or even a lot of the bigger teams, where the fuck are you making your money from? And is it equivalent to how much the investors have invested in your team? Do you think that it's equivalent to the amount of money that the investors are investing? Do you think they're making enough money to kind of appease the investors' interests, or no?
I just don't see it. Like, maybe they do just spend a bunch on ads, but I just don't see it.
I don't see it either. It seems like it's kind of just a money dump for now, for the most part. Now, listen, I love esports as much as the next guy. I just don't think it's there just yet. I'm kind of with the like Richard Lewis ideal with the Thord and the Slasher and all these guys that have kind of said in the past that like esports leagues and that kind of stuff generally aren't that great of an idea, simply because of the fact that they just don't seem like they're going to make that much money. Like you have 50,000 viewers watching your stream, you have 50,000 people watching your league or whatever, or your 100,000 people watching your league. That also has to be split up between multiple different teams or whatever, and then also you have prize pool splits that aren't even necessarily going towards you, and it's a lot of money that's not really being public knowledge, I suppose, just yet, because a lot of people are trying to hide this kind of information, and I think more of it should be public knowledge. A lot of where people are making their money, where the investors are getting their money back, should be public knowledge, because who knows if these investors are going to pull out? Who knows when they're going to pull out? It seems like an eventuality at this point, right? I mean, yeah, like I think Samantha said in herself, or research had, the 100 Thieves compound that a lot of people have done videos on is $35 million alone. The Cash App compound, you think Cash App paid $35 million for that compound? No. They probably paid a couple, million to try to put their name on it or whatever. But like, was that worth it? I don't think so.
I mean, that's probably why every single room's branded, right? They have the Totino's Fortnite training room, and every single room's branded just like that. So I guess maybe that's like the future of esports. Every single thing has to be ads, or else they won't get a positive line.
Yeah. I haven't seen what it looks like. Is it branded like how Formula One cars are branded? Just like everywhere?
Every room, yeah. They went into every room. They were like, oh, this is the Totino's Pizza Roll. I think Donkey did a video on it. It's like, this is the Totino's Pizza Roll room. Oh, this is the Smart Foods popcorn room. They just pretty much went on a bunch of whole thing, like for every room was branded to shit. The Red Bull toilet, yeah. They absolutely would go on in every situation talking about like, the most random thing is just sponsored by something. And now listen, I'm not against that. Listen, a hustle's a hustle. I'm not against them for doing that. But I'm saying, are these advertising dollars really worth going into esports? Is it really worth going into the 100 Thieves compound for advertising dollars? Is that really that great of a deal? I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure that they have their bottom line. I'm sure that they have cable deals or whatever, and people are saying things like cable are going downhill or whatever. But for the most part, when you invest in an esports team, how much of that is really being utilized correctly? How much of that is being shown to hundreds of thousands of people? And how much of that is actually not only being shown to hundreds of thousands of people, but how much of that hundreds of thousands of people is actually going in to buy, for example, Totino's Pizza Roll? How many of that is going in to buy Gushers or some other random bullshit? I don't really know. Like, let's be real here, okay? How many of these products are really that valuable? They're not that valuable if they don't hit us up, you know what I'm saying? They can't be that good of a product if we don't have any samples to try ourselves. Okay, how am I supposed to know Tostino's pizza rolls are that good if we don't have any ourselves, you know? Now, listen, I'm not going to shit talk Tostino's pizza rolls, but for the most part, I don't really like pizza rolls. I got to be real.
All right, Dustin.
Listen, I'm just saying I don't want to be a controversial person here, okay? But for the most part,
but you are. You're wrong.
It's Ticking Time Bomb Thursday, okay? I got to say some controversial shit. Okay, how else are we going to be the next Stephen A. Smith, as people were calling me on Reddit, if I'm not talking about some crazy bullshit like hating on Tostino's pizza rolls, okay? I got to shit talk to... Okay, well, I probably should stop at this point to prevent any future allegations against me hating pizza rolls. So... I just got to say they're not that healthy, okay? I mean, you can't just live... Listen, the gamer diet, we talked about this yesterday. The gamer diet's not healthy, okay? I doubt the average gamer that's not a pro is actually a healthy individual because for the most part, they're probably not. They're probably some freaking fat munchkin sitting in their chair just munching away, you know, just absolutely eating Tostino's pizza rolls instead of vegetables. Listen, you got to take care of yourself. Okay, you got to take care of yourself. I don't want to be a lecturer here, but you got to take care of yourself because otherwise you're going to freaking have high blood pressure by the time you're fucking 18 years old if you're some kid just eating pizza rolls all day. I've heard stories about kids that live in like bad areas, pretty much, that live in bad areas that go in to get their dental health check. And they're like, because one of my friends is a dentist, and then they pretty much told me, they're like, okay, there's like people that come in, or even to actual health checkups and stuff like that. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, this person my kid has never come in for a health check in their entire life. And they come in and like, yeah, you're 14 years old and you have type 1 diabetes. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, that's because they ate McDonald's every day, Max. They ate fucking Tostino's pizza rolls all day, every day. And these parents don't know how to take care of their kids. And it's like that's the scenario in more of America than you'd think, is that these people are just under these terrible impressions, these terrible diets, there's fast food everywhere. Why cook dinner when you can get fucking McNuggies for like $3 or whatever, or the Burger King deal for $1, 10 nuggets for $1?
Where are you getting these nuggets for $3?
Okay, well, they're not $3. They're like $5. That's the point. It's so cheap that it's more...
You want to know?
What?
Bro, you know who I am.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Anthony wants to know where he can get the cheapest deal for McNuggets, okay? That's what anyway.
Instead of being concerned about being healthy.
I mean, being healthy is pretty important. There was a student who ate only chips and French fries for 10 years, and his eyes just like stopped working.
His eyes stopped working?
Yeah, just like entirely.
Oh my god, that's terrible. That's such, dude. That's because of how he was raised, though. Or is that because of just his stupid decisions? I don't really know. Like if he was doing that since he was a kid, French fries and potato chips, man.
I mean, that's on him after a certain point. Like at a certain point, he was an adult who should be able to handle eating literally anything else with it.
But at the same time, isn't your like how you what you eat and like what your foods come like your food groups that you're naturally like attracted to, doesn't that happen when you're an adolescent, when you're a kid? Doesn't that stuff form when you're younger? Or do you think that it's just because you're an adult you should change it, you know, after even 10 years of eating habits or whatever?
You should figure it out eventually.
I don't know.
Your parents definitely do like make an
influence.
No,
there is an influence from them, yeah.
I mean, that sucks for the guy without his eyesight now, because now he can't see forever because he's fucking literally eating potato chips and French fries for his whole life, man. Like that happens more than you think, though. I think in this modern era, and especially with like, because I've personally tried since going pro, because let's be real, when you're playing a game professionally, it's very hard to manage a lot of stuff. Like when you're playing a game and you have to be as committed as somebody like Violet in the Overwatch League or whatever, or somebody like some of these other kids like Stewie 2K. Like it's hard to be focused on your diet when you're trying to make it as a professional guy, because you're 12 hours a day you're playing games. How many of those minutes or hours do you want to spend cooking? Probably zero. You probably want to order some McDonald's, order some other shitty fast food, get some caffeine in you so you can keep playing the damn game, because all you care about is the fuel that comes in so you can keep working, right? And that's the important factor. It doesn't matter how healthy and nutritious this shit is. So after I stopped playing professional, I was like, okay, I'm in a little bit of a lull here. I was like, holy shit, I just committed a lot of my life to playing games professionally and not really like looking at my health. So afterwards, I felt like shit. I felt like complete dog shit after I played professionally. I'm like, okay, I have no drive. I have no motivation. You know, the flame is very dull right now. I need something to go after. I need some sort of thing to chase. And then immediately my mind was like, okay, you know, I've been watching all these fitness guys. I've been watching a lot of YouTube fitness. And I think that's like a big thing that's starting to pop off nowadays as well, is I was like getting into YouTube fitness and I was like, okay, I kind of want to start getting my life back on track, you know, become a normal human being that's not literally eating dog shit all day and Coca-Colas or, whatever else you're drinking 24/7, and you want to become a more healthy individual. Because to be honest with you, when you're not eating healthy, like we talked about this yesterday, we're not eating a healthy food group and healthy diet, of course you're going to feel like dog shit. Like, of course you're going to lose your goddamn eyesight if you're eating potato chips and french fries all day. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. I know we talk about fitness and health too much for the most part, but like I know a lot of people don't want to hear that kind of stuff, but it's in stuff that you need to hear. Because to be honest with you, like, you don't want to feel like, if you don't want to feel like dog shit anymore, if you're like, oh man, I wake up super tired, I feel so shit. Yeah, it's probably because of your diet and probably because of your fitness routine. It's probably because you don't have any of that. And it's just a true fact. It's a true statement. So, might as well get on the treadmill, start eating healthy, start eating some greens again, get some fiber in your diet, start shitting 24/7 like me, and then you'll feel a lot better. Don't eat the packy chip challenge, though. Don't eat the packy chip challenge. Don't do that ever, because that is a terrible life decision that I regret making.
Didn't you say that you had a team cook, though?
We did, yeah, but that's what I was saying, though, is that with the team chef is that he was actually a chef, by the way, not a cook. How dare you confuse him with a cook, because a cook is not the same as a chef, okay?
Same thing.
Not the same thing, okay? A cook works at fucking McDonald's. A chef works at a Michelin 5-star restaurant, Max. There's a little bit of a difference there, okay? Understand it. Otherwise, the next chef listen, I had a guy actually that used to watch my Twitch streams called Not Your Average Chef, and I think he was like, he literally worked in like a 5-star restaurant, was a chef. I never got, he like worked at like a seafood restaurant, I think it was. He served like lobster and stuff like that. But yeah, we had a chef, and he like stalked our like, it wasn't healthy. That's what I said. That was the most unhealthy period of my life, because he would have Rice Krispie treats on the counter and things of that nature, chocolate, chips, potato chips, all that kind of shit, labeled like a full counter. Like, this counter was maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 5 yards high and like 20 yards long or whatever, or something like that. Just like this mat, well, not 20, that's pretty over exaggerating, okay? But it was like 10 yards, 10 meters long or whatever, just full of snacks and unhealthy goods that were just absolutely killing me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have one Rice Krispie treat. Oh, maybe I should go grab 5 of them so I don't run out of them. Oh, maybe I should go grab more. Oh, maybe I should grab some Coke to wash this down, because Coke is a really good addition to a Rice Krispie treat. You know what I'm saying? So like, that kind of scenario was happening every day. And it was just absolutely crazy and just not really worth it. Like, it was ruining my diet. Even if I was working out, it wasn't making me healthier, because even when I was eating his foods that were supposedly healthy, I was still overeating. And it was just a little bit questionable, to be real with you. It wasn't healthy at all. And now we move on to another topic, though. Let's move on, because Elon Musk and Skynet and whatever else, all my other stuff was a bad idea, and eating healthy is also a bad idea. All right. So Call of Duty actually made more money than League of Legends in this past year, boys. Oh my God. That's absolutely crazy. How did Call of Duty make more money than League of Legends this past year? And we'll tell you why. I mean, pretty much Warzone came out. It was exploding this year. Call of Duty released a mobile game that was absolutely huge. It was absolutely crazy how much the Call of Duty market has exploded and how much it's overtaken League of Legends. Call of Duty grossed $1.95 billion over League of Legends, which grossed 1.75, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal. What's a couple $1 million to these corporations anyways? But like, they made some good money. Call of Duty made $700 million in just 2 months, basically. That's an absurd amount of money. And even Forbes is quoted saying mobile titles have made up more than half of the global game revenues of around $150 billion, which is crazy, because that's where I said Call of Duty made a majority of their money. Activision made a majority of their money in mobile games. And that's why Diablo Mobile made some really good strides. That's why Call of Duty made some good mobile strides, is because a lot of these mobile games have taken action and have just kind of, companies have just been producing mobile games and spamming them. Even some of the most recent YouTube ads, which I don't know why I'm getting, by the way. I don't visit any crazy websites, you know what I'm saying? Some of these YouTube ads that I've been getting have been a little crazy, a little bit nuts. Like, the main YouTube ad I'm getting, like, I figured it'd be like, oh, maybe there'd be a commercial for Oreos, or maybe there'd be a commercial for, some detergent, some laundry detergent or whatever. And instead I get an ad for this fucking shitty mobile game where it's like called The King's Crush or something like that, where it's this girl that's like half nude with like a fucking blanket over her, where it's like going around it, it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? Is the thing gonna fall? And I'm like, how the fuck is this my YouTube ad revenue? This should be on something like Pornhub, dude. Why am I getting this ad rev? It's like, what the fuck? I don't visit these like shady ass website as much as you think, so I shouldn't be getting these ads, but it's the only ads I get. What the hell is with that, man? Why am I getting these ads that are literally just clickbait? It's just weird, bro. Like, stop giving me these clickbaited titles. Stop giving me these mobile game ads. I need to stop getting them. I guarantee you, everybody else that watches YouTube right now is getting these same ads. It's not just me, okay? You can't throw me under the bus. What ads are you getting, Anthony? What ads are you getting?
I'm getting Genshin Impact ads, which I already play, so it's nothing new for me.
I shouldn't be thrown under the bus like this. I should not be thrown under the bus like this. Okay, listen, it's not me. It's the ads getting to me.
There's something with you, Dustin.
No, it's not me. It can't be me.
Those are personalized ads, Dustin.
It's the corporations. If you played Cyberpunk, it's their fault. It's not my fault, okay? It's the corporations making billions of dollars.
Cyberpunk does something to your Steam recommendations for sure, though.
Does it? What did it do to your Steam recommendations?
Oh, you know.
What did it do?
Anyway.
No, I don't know, Anthony. Can you explain what? No, Anthony. Anyway. Could you explain? Can you explain what Cyberpunk is doing to your Steam recommendations?
Just check the Cyberpunk tags. That's all you need to know.
No, Anthony. I need you to go into detail.
That's all you need to know. No detail to go into here.
No, there's detail to go into here. I'm going to keep pressing you until you can tell me what's going on with your Steam recommendations, Anthony. Are you getting made recommendations? Is that what you're saying? Are you getting these anime, hentai ads in the recommendations?
Dustin.
Okay. Listen, anyway. I need to drag somebody else down with me, okay? But speaking about dragging people down that are not mobile games, there's a lot of crazy ads going on, or not crazy ads, but crazy games making a lot of money. As we mentioned, the mobile game market has grossed $150 billion, and it is half of the global game revenue in 2020 and pretty much over the course of all of games' life. And it's crazy how much people are underestimating these mobile games and how much they're actually impacting our society. Because if you think about it, anybody can play a mobile game. If you have a 6-year-old kid or whatever or something like that, just playing on mom's cell phone, browsing through Candy Crush, and whoops, they clicked the buy candy for $20 or whatever, so you can get some bonuses or some shit because they see these shiny objects and stuff like that. Like, it happens more than you think. A lot of the money being spent is through kids through their parents' wallet and stuff like that, because it's not them actually making money, because you can't really make money as a kid unless you have an allowance or something like that. So for the most part, it's just these parents that are just kind of giving their kids phones, not giving them, the love or an affection that they should get, and instead of going through their phones and are like browsing through Candy Crush and stuff, right? I don't know.
I think people, we keep on saying this before, but us gamers underestimate how much mobile games make.
Yeah.
Like, every single parent that we know,
we're like the extremists.
Makes do Candy Crush and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's playing and everybody's on their phone on the airplane or whatever.
We just found out about Arena Free Fire last week.
Arena Free Fire? Yeah. Arena Free Fire is absolutely huge, apparently. And according to our according to a top 10 list by digestatement.com, the top 10 free-to-play games over the past year of 2020 were Honor of Kings, which is a Tencent game, Peacekeeper Elite, which is another Tencent game, Roblox by Roblox Corporated. Obviously, they've been a big game for a while, but recently created a mobile game, which is also getting a lot of views. Free Fire Arena, which is another mobile game, Pokemon Go, another mobile game by Niantic, League of Legends, which is not a mobile game, the first non-mobile game on this list that has been making a lot of money. But they actually did release a mobile game, as we talked about earlier. They just released a new mobile game anyways, which is like League of Legends Mobile. What's it called exactly? It's like League of Legends Mobile... Wild Rift. That recently came out, so that's probably going to make them a shit ton of money. Candy Crush, another mobile game by King, and apparently Activision owns Candy Crush. I didn't actually know that before today. AFK Arena, another mobile game by Lilith Games. Gardenscapes by Playrix Games. Dungeon Fighter Online by Nexon. All these are mobile games, basically. All these are fucking mobile games.
I didn't know Dungeon Fighter Online was mobile game.
Is it not? Okay, if it's not, then...
It is, it's news to me.
Yeah, it's another mobile game. All these Nexon, I thought, would make good games again, like fucking Combat Arms, like Combat Arms or whatever. Maybe they make some good games again, Maple Story. But Maple Story 2 was a big failure for them, I guess. I guess they needed to transfer to mobile games. But 9 out of 10 of those games are mobile games, and one of them's even getting a new mobile game. That's fucking crazy. That's all the free-to-play games. There's no more PC exclusive or Xbox or whatever console exclusive games. They're all reproduced for mobile games basically now, and that's kind of a little bit insane. isn't it? It's a little bit crazy that mobile games have created this insane market. Like, how many games are mobile games now that have just produced crazy amounts of money? And that's why people like Diablo's mobile game got such controversies, because they announced it to the extreme market. They announced it to people that don't really give a shit about mobile games. Like, why even announce it? You don't even need to announce mobile games anymore. Just put an ad revenue, put an ad fucking thing on a cable site or something, or on YouTube. You don't really need to advertise it to BlizzCon. You think that's the top thing people at BlizzCon give a shit about? No. The top people at BlizzCon care about, World of Warcraft or Overwatch or something else. It doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest. I don't really know. I mean, I'm a big Roblox guy. I played a lot of Roblox as a kid. I probably have the most gaming hours in Roblox out of every other game I played. I think Counter-Strike's like a close second. Counter-Strike, I think I have like 1.6K hours. I'm pretty sure my Roblox hours are upwards of 2K or more. Some ungodly amount of hours. But like, Roblox was a good game. Roblox is actually a legitimately good game. And to be honest with you, I've been a big fan of it for a while, and now that it's actually still gotten a lot of press and a lot of mobile game ad revenue, I've been a big fan of it. But to be honest with you, that's a pretty crazy change, honestly. That's a pretty crazy change, is that the majority of the money is not coming through PC or through console. A lot of it is coming through mobile games. And to be honest with you, that's pretty nuts. TSM... Oh, yeah?
Well, in terms of esports, do you think we're kind of neglecting mobile games too much?
I don't know. Yeah, because you said...
I'm going to go with no.
Well, we went over Garena...
Do they deserve the ridicule?
Yeah, because, Garena... what is it called? Fuck.
Free Fire.
Free Fire, yes. Garena Free Fire. What a terrible name. Garena Free Fire. It just doesn't really roll off the tongue that well. I got to be real. Was like the most viewed, the third most viewed game, esport, in 2020. So I guess we are underrating it. Maybe we are. Maybe we're not as high on it as we should be. Because to be honest with you, mobile games are overtaking the market. It's a little bit oversaturated, though. That's probably why people were so pissed off at it, is because there really are all like clickbait games that are just copying other games that aren't really original themselves. And that's the majority of the reason that people are pissed off at mobile games, right? But maybe we are underlooking, esports in the mobile gaming market as a whole, to be honest with you, because I think if we, I don't know. Are we underrating mobile games? That's a good question.
Let's be honest. Who wants to actually watch these games, though?
Kids. Yeah, maybe 5-year-old kids or something like that. Maybe 10-year-old kids.
You're not going to get people who are going to like actually buy stuff in the game. You're not going to get whales out of the game or something like that.
Yeah, you're not going to get pure on whales. By the way, what Anthony's saying in whales is a person that just sticks to one game and spends hundreds of, maybe even thousands of dollars and just throws money into one single game, right? Isn't that what a whale is? Pretty much that's the definition. And they're just like kind of addicted. Maybe
if you're throwing multiple thousands, that they might put you in the Leviathan category.
So it's only hundreds of dollars. That's what the majority of their money is made, right? And then you're Leviathan, as you said. Those are some good terms. Maybe we get some whales for Anthony.
Bro, I wish I could whale on Genshin.
We should call Twitch simps now whales. We should just call them whale. Maybe that's even a little bit more offensive, though. Maybe it's a little bit more offensive, to be honest with you. I would rather be called a simp than a whale, to be honest with you. I don't really. Yourself. Oh, you'd rather be called a whale than a simp?
Yes.
You be that big? What's the yo mama joke? Your mama's so big that I don't even know. I probably should not go into yo mama jokes. All right, let's go into the next topic here, boys. Some pretty big news. We talked about TSM yesterday, at TSM Imperial Hall being swatted. Apparently today, another TSM member has been swatted. TSM achieved... Now, it wasn't directly him being swatted. It was his parents' house. It was the old house he used to live in. Somebody came into his Twitch chat, and an hour before he was swatted, they said, "I'm going to swat you." End quote, basically. That was the whole thing, was that they're like, "I'm going to swat you, by the way." And then they were immediately banned. And then an hour later, he found out his parents had been swatted. Nobody was hurt, luckily, by the way. Nobody was injured. Nobody was absolutely just tarnished, like, their life, which can happen from swatting. Like, the swatting could ruin people's life. We talked about it yesterday. There's literally been people that have been killed from swatting, and it's still happening. It's still fucking happening after all these years. People are just delusional and crazy enough. They know what's going to happen, and it seems like TSM is being targeted. Now, this is our own theory. This is my own theory. This is our own crew's theory. Mainly my theory, to be honest with you. I think TSM players and TSM as a whole is being targeted for swatting. Do you guys think that this is, at this point, a target attack? Maybe if it happens one more more time to another TSM member, do you think that would be known as like a targeted attack at that point? Or do you think it's just like people just not liking these individuals? You think it's TSM as a whole or these individuals?
Yeah, maybe they're trying to form a conspiracy that they're after TSM.
Could
I
be.
don't. Maybe, but I think they could be. Why would you only target TSM? What's the point of only targeting TSM? Are you purposefully
TSM,
like
the biggest esports?
Yeah, it is the number one esports team. Yeah,
in the world.
Yeah, it is the number one, right? I mean, it is. They are number one, but at the same time, is it because of Reginald? Is it because of their owner? Is it because of I don't know, Bjergsen or Bjergsen or Doublelift that were on the team a little bit ago? I mean, like, is it because of them? Is it because that they've, had such a big viewership and now that they're leaving, are people targeting TSM because they're so mad that their favorite people have left the team? Is it because of them, or is it because of the fact that they just don't like TSM, or is it because of the fact that they just don't like these individuals? I don't really know. It's my theory that they're targeting TSM, though. I don't know how many people agree with me. I think they're targeting TSM. Now, that's still a bad thing. There's no reason they should be. But it seems like that's kind of their main purpose, is to just go after TSM players and TSM organization and kind of go from game to game to game. I hope it doesn't happen again. I really don't want to see TSM or anybody else in the esports market actually swatted again, but it seems like it's kind of been a common occurrence. That shouldn't be happening. I mean, why even swap people, bro? Come on, man. What do people say to swap people out in the first place? Like, we've already been over this before, but I think like the majority of, I think Max's main concern was like, what do they even say to get people and to get these swatters to actually, or these police force to actually go out and take care and help these people that are being swatted? What do they say to convince the police force that they're being swatted? I think we came to the conclusion that they kind of just like say it's a hostage situation and it's going to be like within 5 minutes or whatever, something like that, some crazy, ungodly short amount of time that the police force doesn't really have time to react. It seems like that's the majority of what's happening behind the scenes, to be honest with you. That made it such a big deal. Like, it's been such a crazy scenario that's been happening, is that these swattings have been happening because of the fact that people just kind of convinced these police forces to just go out and raid these people. And it's just a little bit absurd. Like, they're not going after legit enemies. They're going after just civilians that are hanging out, playing or streaming their games or whatever. Apparently, or in this instance, going after their damn parents in the old house they lived in, right? It's just crazy that this is still happening in the modern era in 2021. I've seen people already making memes that 2021 is a worse year than 2020, by the way. People are already saying that take me back to 2020 or take me back to... I think at this point, though, with 2021 or any future years, people are just going to say it was a terrible year. I think at this point, life just goes downhill. 2022, 2023 comes by. It's just going to be a downward trend for the rest of our lives until we die. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the point that the trajectory we're going down. I think it's just going to be a downhill slope forever. At this point, there's no yin and there's no yang. It's just pure, what is it? Yang is, what's the black side? What's the downside? What's the chaos side of yang? Is that yang or is that yin? I need to know.
I assume it's yang.
I think it's yang,
just,
yeah.
Just assume.
No.
There's lightness and there's... Oh, yeah?
I just want to skip all of that straight to the part where we're in the Mad Max world.
Oh yeah, that would probably be back to the positive side, wouldn't it? That'd be back to where I think so.
Did we watch the same movie?
Oh man, I loved it.
The same movie.
What? You guys don't want to, be driving across the? We already live in Arizona. We're basically in Mad Max. You guys realize that, right? We're in Mad Max the movie. Like, I don't know if they filmed it in Arizona. I don't think they did. They probably filmed it somewhere else. But, I mean, we're in Mad Max. We live in Arizona. Some people don't have damn air conditioning in their own cars or in their buildings or whatever. People are dying. People are sweating, running out of water. Okay, we're in a giant drought over here. We're in a damn desert. We're in the Arizona desert. It's absolutely insane what the fuck's going on in Arizona. But besides that, no, I don't want to skip to the Mad Max point. Okay, that was a joke. I would like to see Max mad, though. You know what I mean? I'd like to see our own guy, Max, mad. Maybe we'll have a Mad Max Monday.
You might convince me one day.
Yeah, you think
it'll be all your fault?
I don't think I've ever pissed you off, though. I remember there was like one time where you're like, "Why would you do that?" or whatever. Like, that was like the worst I've ever gotten scolded by you. But like, I don't remember even what that was.
Questioned you many times.
Yeah, I mean, I've questioned you more times, though. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I do. That's the thing, is that Max is usually the type of guy that I've been peer pressuring. Like, that's my whole thing with Max, is that for the most part, like, if there's something disgusting that I wouldn't want to do, I would just make Max do it. You know what I'm saying? So usually Max would be the one. If I created like a concoction at like where were we at, Denny's or something like that, So I used to create like these concoctions where in like a soda and like a Sprite or whatever, I put like ketchup in there, I put Tabasco sauce in there, I put like jam, and I put salt and like pepper in it, and I mix it up, and I'd be like, oh, I don't really want to drink this, and I just give it to Max, and Max would drink it. Max would drink it.
Those poor servers that had to witness us.
Yeah, I'm glad none of us puked all over their tables. You know, that would be a downright atrocity if that happened.
Or the Denny's chips or something.
Yeah, Denny's chips are awesome. Maybe we could talk about them another day. But I love fucking with Max. You know what I'm saying? That's my shtick here. That's my shtick. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on here, boys. Okay, the TSM whole scenario. I think TSM is being targeted. I don't know how people agree with me. I would not like TSM to be continued targeted, but we're gonna move on anyway. So, actually, before we get another esports topic here, hundreds of billions of hours have been spent on YouTube gaming, watched in terms of hours alone. That's a crazy amount of hours, hundreds of billions of hours. I don't even think that's an ungodly amount of hours spent watched in this past 2020. Yeah, YouTube Culture and Trends have released an annual gaming report that viewers have watched over hundreds of billions of hours of gaming content on the site, which is equivalent to traveling to Neptune and back. I don't know who put this stat in there. Back to 475,000 times. That's crazy. This makes YouTube in 2020 their biggest gaming year just yet. That's like the biggest amount of hours watched. That's a crazy amount of time spent just on YouTube gaming alone. And Minecraft was their most watched game, over 201 million or billion views alone, which kind of makes sense. That kind of because YouTube has kind of popped off this past year in this pandemic. Seems like YouTube has been like their big money in gaming for the most part. There hasn't been much other competition with it, I suppose. Like, I can't imagine Terraria would make another breakthrough. Maybe Terraria would. I would like to see a game, like, because Anthony's a big Terraria fan, to make a comeback. I remember when Terraria came out, everybody used to say that it was like a Minecraft copy, but it's just not. It's its own game. That's kind of like the epitome with these block games, is that people are like, oh, is that Minecraft? Oh my God, is Stardew Valley Minecraft? No, it's not, dude. I mean, it's not the same game, or it's not the same thing at all. Okay, let's just be real here. They're their own individual games. They're their own. Minecraft is its own thing. Terraria is its own thing. And Minecraft is so popular that 201 billion hours or views has happened on Minecraft alone in the past year, which is absolutely insane. It's a crazy amount of people have watched Minecraft alone in this past year. Dream and Tommy.
Huge comeback.
It's been a huge comeback. I mean, does that make Minecraft the GOAT game? Is Minecraft the greatest game of all time?
Hey, might as well say so if you're talking about like YouTube views.
Yeah, it's overtaken League of Legends. It's overtaken Fortnite. It's overtaken pretty much every game as a whole. Again, and Minecraft used to be big back in even 2000 and what? When did it come out? 2008 or something, like 2006, even earlier than that, 2005 maybe.
No,
I remember. Listen, I'm an OG. Okay, I'm an OG. I used to play the damn beta. I'm a boomer, okay? I used to play the beta back in the day when Minecraft only had like those public servers and stuff like that where you could just run in and just be in creative mode. Honestly, I would have loved to see Minecraft make a comeback, and it did. It made a comeback. It made a huge comeback this year. It was absolutely crazy. I was a big fan of it this year. I was a big fan of Dream popping off again. It was cool to see because honestly, some of the most creative content has come from Minecraft alone in this past year. Now, what they've done and what the Dream SMP guys and those guys have done is not necessarily esports. I get that. But at the same time, like, they do have competitions. They have individual, like, 5v5 or 5v5 game modes and stuff like that, or 4v4 game modes and that kind of stuff. And that's been really fun. The community game nights have been really fun to watch, honestly, from Dream. And I've been a big fan of that alone in this past year. And that was my big content that I liked. I stopped watching their Minecraft hunts. The Speedrunner vs. Hunters videos. I stopped watching those and I kind of started watching their live streams. And that's where a majority of their content has come from in this past year. But it is kind of insane that Minecraft has made that comeback. And it really is probably the greatest game of all time. I don't think anybody could debate that at this point. It's probably the greatest game of all time. It's one of the most simple games of all time. Probably the most simple game. But it's way more, like, League of Legends is probably 100 times more complicated than Minecraft, right? Anybody can pick up Minecraft probably and figure out what to do and how to play the game and stuff like that. But that's what we talked about. Like, I think like virtual reality would take over eventually. Like, I don't think virtual reality is there just yet. If they make some sort of like accessible way for virtual reality to be utilized by the public that's very high quality, I think that'll be great, because virtual reality is way easier to pick up actually than Minecraft for the average individual, for the average person. Because I know that they do put Minecraft in virtual reality, they did put it in virtual reality, but at the same time, virtual reality I think could be the next big thing. If somehow Elon Musk figures out a way, speaking of the number one richest man in the world, if they figure out a way to put Minecraft in our heads, bro, imagine. I know you're looking at me cringy. Imagine if you could put Minecraft on our heads and we could be running around mining coal or mining, diamonds in our damn brains, man. I'm just saying, virtual reality is way easier to pick up than something like a mouse and keyboard or even a controller, because most older people or most individuals that don't have experience with keyboard and mouse or with controllers and stuff like that, they don't know what to do. But I gave my parents a virtual reality headset. I have the Oculus 2. I gave them the virtual reality headset, and they were just picking it up easily. It was like the easiest thing to do. It was like drinking water. It was that simple. It was that easy. But yeah, I don't know. All right, let's move on to the last topic of the day, boys. Okay, we're wrapping it up. We don't have a guest for today or tomorrow. I get that, so it's going to be shorter days for the most part. But next week we'll have Torberto back. We'll have everybody back in the show. So we'll talk about some more esports news right now. Finally, the first esports news of the day: Automatic, Flusha, and Sunny have been exploring options as a trio, and I can kind of take the forefront of this one, my guys. So pretty much, Flusha and Sunny, what the hell? Flusha and Sunny are 27 years old now. They've been playing the game for a long time, and now that in Counter-Strike, a lot of the boomers have been around for a while in Counter-Strike. A lot of them have been playing for such a long time, and they kind of still are playing at the highest level. Like, Flush is still playing at a good level. Sunny, not as much. Sunny kind of got a recent boom again when he was like 25, 26, when he was playing on Mouse and Ents. But recently, he's kind of been in a little bit of a slump. They haven't been playing as good. But nevertheless, him, Flusha, and Automatic have created this trio, very strange trio, I mind you. It's a Finn, an American, and a Swede are all kind of just going into this free agent market, leaving their teams. Flusha from Fnatic, Sunny from Ents, and Automatic from Gen G. And it's strange that they kind of all group together. It's because Flusha and Automatic have worked on Cloud9 before together. They didn't really have that many amazing results. They placed well before, but only really in short spurts. None of them have had continued success over the past few years. And now Flusha did win 3 majors before, and he has done some insane stuff before, sir. I don't really know. I mean, like, Sunny himself has kind of also been, like I said, in a little bit of a slump. Automatic is 24 years old, so not really too much age discrepancy between them all. But I guess Automatic should be like probably the best player out of this group. Automatic really is. I've been a big fan of Automatic since his win at the C9 Boston Major in 2018. I've been a big Automatic fan, and I don't know if he's going to be as successful in this trio as he would be staying in Gen G or going to another team that's not with these guys. But I would like to see them succeed, to be honest with you, because I mean, Flush is a big guy in the scene. He's one of the most important, but like GOATs, I'd say, of Counter-Strike. And I imagine playing against him nowadays, and a lot of players can relate to this, is that when you play against Flush in the server, he's still a top fragger, he's still a top player, and for the most part, you're not really scared, I guess, but you're kind of expecting a certain level of play to come out of him. And now that he's a little bit older, he's 27, he's probably regressing in his skill, in his reaction time and stuff like that. I can't imagine he's going to be as good. I think people were saying the same thing about Defran. When Defran joined the Overwatch League, he was like 26 or something like that. And when you're playing against somebody like Defran, you're like, okay, he's going to have slow reaction time. He's going to be a little bit worse. But at the same time, he's still a really good player. He's still insane. And, I mean, like, speaking about GOATs, and on that same margin, Sinatra, for example. Sinatra is a GOAT, I would say, of esports as a whole and of Overwatch League currently. I don't know how many people would agree with me on this state. I think he's on a trajectory to be a GOAT. I think he's younger than me. He's in his 20s, early 20s. So for the most part, he still has a long way to go. But I think Sinatra is probably one of the GOATs of esports, or will end up being one of the GOATs of esports if he continues playing well. I don't think Sentinels has done as well recently. 100 Thieves has kind of taken that place in Valorant. But playing against somebody like Sinatra, or playing against the GOAT of a game, you kind of expect them to be a top-tier player, an insane player when you're in the server with him. He's going to, like I said with Striker yesterday, he's kind of be in that position where he's really just running it down your face. He's kind of running it down into the middle of your screen, just straight inting into you, and there's nothing you can do about it. He's just absolutely crazy aggressive. He's crazy insane, and that's kind of like what's been the trajectory. A lot of these greatest players of all time, like Anthony. I don't know how much you could speak on like Armada, probably the greatest Smash player of all time, right? And how is he aggressive? Was he an aggressive play style, or was he just kind of like in the middle? He wasn't a safe player, obviously, right?
It's kind of hard to say with Melee. I guess everyone is aggressive
Yeah.
as long as you're not playing Puff. It's like you're super aggressive at all times, both sides.
Yeah, you're constantly making moves. You're constantly trying to set up something, right?
You're always trying to apply pressure.
Yeah, and that's kind of
pretty much.
That's the big thing I've seen about like some of these GOATs in esports is that like a lot of their play styles have been aggressive for the game they play. I think even people would say Faker was pretty aggressive. And a lot of the plays that he's made that were the biggest he's done have been very aggressive, a very aggressive play style. And it's kind of being that aggressive and to that degree and pulling it off consistently that has been the biggest thing. And that's kind of the big takeaway I think we could say about the greatest of all time in terms of esports is that a lot of these players that have the trajectory of being a GOAT is kind of running on that same path that's just pure and unadulterated aggression that's been working out for them. I think people could say that in traditional sports as well. You could say that for the NBA, for maybe not for football, I guess. I don't know if people would say Tom Brady's the most aggressive guy in the world, but a lot of the comeback plays he's done have been aggressive, and that's the prerequisite you have to have for being a GOAT is to kind of have this aggressive play style that's just in your face and absolutely just destroys you almost. And I think for the most part, when you have somebody like Sinatra, he really shows that those traits to a high level and is consistent with it too. And that's the kind of thing when I played against Sinatra in Overwatch League, like you can when Sinatra's in the server, you're expecting high-level gameplay that's not going to come from anybody else. It's just going to be continued aggression that's unending. What's the word? Unrelenting? It just keeps coming at you over and over again. It's going to be extremely annoying to deal with. It's going to be one of the best play styles. It's going to be one of the most different than everybody else plays. Like I think for the most part, people naturally, humans, are not going to go to that extent, usually. Like, they're not going to go that aggressive all the time because they don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to be seen as an idiot. And somebody like Sinatra, somebody like Faker, some of these people aren't afraid to look like idiots in order to improve. They'll take every small step forward that they can to make themselves look the best as possible. And I think a weird thing that's happened in esports recently is people are going to talk about, like, legacy. People are like, what's my legacy in esports? I don't really know if anybody is going to have a legacy in esports. Should you be even talking about legacy in something that's this new? People are going to look back at esports 50 years, 100 years from now, and are you really going to be remembered? Are you really? I don't know. I don't think anybody will be remembered unless until Faker retires. I think Faker will be the guy from this generation, from this, 20 years, I think, standpoint or something like that, maybe 10, 15 years, where Faker will be like the esport guy, the esport GOAT for years to come. And I don't know if anybody's legacy will really be remembered. And that's kind of the weird part, is that you hear people, go on record about talking about being, wanting to leave their legacy and stuff like that. I gotta be real. You're not leaving a legacy. What legacy are you leaving? We're in the very beginning of esports as a whole. Are you really leaving a legacy? I don't want to shit on anybody here, to that bad of a degree. But at the same time, I don't see anybody really leaving a legacy. I just don't. Can you see somebody from Overwatch or somebody from, I don't know, League of Legends that's not Faker or any of these other guys? Do you think that there's going to be a GOAT in another esport in the next 5 years? Max,
the only thing that I would think of is Melee, the Five Gods. Or I guess six. I'll always remember them. I'll remember Tyler 1 because he was so toxic.
But
I'll remember him forever.
And for being small, right? And for being a shorty.
Yeah, and for being short.
Yeah, you'd love to see it.
Count him as an esports person still?
Yeah,
he's on a team.
Yeah, he is on a team. And he's ran his own stuff, to be honest with you. And for the most part, I think we've seen people I gotta be real though, because you're just a Smash fan. I gotta be real, Anthony. I don't want to label you. I don't want to put labels on you. But I'm an Overwatch fan. I don't even know if Sinatra will be seen as the greatest all time in esports, even with his current trajectory, considering Faker's already done so much and he kind of has gone to a level that's, in terms of publicity and in terms of that kind of thing, I don't really know if anybody's ever going to reach that in terms of that greatest of all time status in esports. I don't know if anybody's going to really know who Sinatra is from an esports level for a long time, ever. Maybe in the next 10 years, I think somebody will come out, a new esport game is going to come out, a new bubble is going to burst, and another thing is going to explode, and there's going to be more and more people that are going to be known as the GOAT. But I think when you look at like a game like Fortnite, like Booga, I'm sure I don't really know if Booga would ever be seen as the greatest all time. Even though he played in Fortnite, played in a top level esport, was at the highest level, won the World Cup. I don't even think that he would surpass somebody like even Tfue or Ninja in terms of popularity, because Fortnite wasn't really known as an esport, known as like a casual game, known as a overall fun game to play as a kid or whatever. It's not really the quote-unquote the GOAT. I don't think a GOAT would ever come out of Fortnite. A GOAT would never come out of Overwatch. I think it's too late for everybody in this time, to be honest, to leave a legacy. Like, what legacy are you leaving? The biggest thing I think people should change their shift to, now I don't really know if that's a good idea or not, the biggest idea that people should change their shift to is probably just making money. Because being as good as you can be in esports will make you more money. I think that's just the fact of the matter. It's just more money. You'll make more money playing in esports. Like you'll make more money the better you play. But you won't leave a legacy. I don't think anybody will leave a legacy. We'll not leave a legacy either. We'll all be forgotten in the next 20, 50 years. Let's be real here, guys. I mean, I don't want to be. This is not a Wolf of Wednesday here. Okay, not to leave a negative mark on anybody. But this is a Ticking Time Bomb Tuesday, and nobody in fucking esports is leaving a legacy. What? Oh, Thursday. Fuck. Thursday. Jesus, man.
I think you're being too cynical, man.
I am being too cynical. Listen, I'm a cynical person, cynical human being. That's how I've always been. At the same time, to leave it off on a positive note, thank you for coming. Guys, yeah, thank you for coming on today's stream. This was a fun one. This is a short one. I get that, understandable. But we don't have Daniel, so today and tomorrow will be a little bit shorter. We'll have no guests. We'll talk about more stuff coming up here soon. We'll try to make tomorrow a little bit more esports focused on tomorrow. It's a Fuck It Friday, so it'll probably be even more chill than today. So thank you for coming, guys. This is us signing out. Been the Dusttin Bowerman Show. Thank you, Max and Anthony, everybody in the background, Rin and Samantha. We'll catch you guys on the flip.
You know, something I might ask tomorrow.
Oh.
Curious. Do we consider chess a sport or an esport?
I think chess is